Well, it's almost time to celebrate the 9/11 thing again. Funny how they made it like a major. When did Pearl Harbor happen? Or when did the FTP, what's it called again? FRB kill Kennedy? Assassinate, murder. Inside job. I mean, we're all inside. There is no outside. The outside is outside of the planet. I mean, this whole concept of countries is just, it's just children beating on each other to say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Remember Beaker? Okay. Anyway, I don't think that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about God and the universe. And is there a difference? Then we're going to talk about things like evolution versus reincarnation. Or is there a difference? What else are we going to talk about? Well, let's just start with God, and then we'll get to the rest. We'll get to us. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a short run through about how the universe gets started, just about 3 or 4 minutes before the universe gets started, because a lot of people think that there was nothing before the universe. Let's get right back to that point. Okay, if you follow the stars, project their path backwards, you figure out that they all came down. We've done this. I mean, not you and me, but people that are like you and me that do that for a living and get paid for it a lot better than you and I do. Anyway, so you go back 14 billion years or so. I mean, you can argue whether or not it was 13.7 or 14.2, but it's not relevant to our lives because we don't really know about the quickness of the very first part. It could have been a lot quicker than it is now, and now it could be quicker than we think it is. But anyway, you don't have to believe any of this. You have to think about it. You don't have to think about it. You can stay stupid if you want and watch your TV and grow old and die and not know anything. But we'll get back to evolution and well, we're going to talk about goats or rabbits. Okay, if you go back to the beginning of the universe, just before the beginning of the universe, what was the universe? Okay, it was a point at the beginning of the universe, one little tiny point with all the mass and energy of the universe. Very hard for people like us, human beings, small-minded creatures. I mean, big-minded creatures compared to other creatures. But, I mean, we're clever. But trying to figure out how to get all the universe into a point, I can see how some people would have trouble with that. And when I try to explain to my mother that no, God didn't just go like this and Adam and Eve were there, and that kind of stuff, she won't believe me. And she's over 70 years old, I think. Or is she? No, not yet. Anyway, how old my mother is none of your business. You shouldn't even be asking. No, that wasn't the point either. No, the point was, before the universe, it was a point, a little bit bigger than a point, and instead of being a bright, flashing light, I am quite convinced that it was the end of a black hole. Now, I'm not the only person that suspects this sort of nonsense, but when a black hole gets all filled up, where's it going to go? I mean, if black holes became black holes and stayed black holes, then all the universes would have been sucked up a long time ago, unless God created the Earth 6,000 years ago, which we know He didn't. Anyway, a black hole has nothing to do but explode into a new universe. They're like eggs. They're the eggs of the old universe, and we see eggs in our universe. We didn't really know about black holes too much. We figured it out in the last few. I mean, we grabbed fire only 150,000 years ago, approximately. We haven't really started getting our brain going until recently, very recently. It's shocking. Shocking to know 150,000 years is not very much time on the scale of 14 billion. You've got the, holy shit,